Hi, good morning, good morning. It's about 8:03 this Thursday morning. And take a look at Galveston. Galveston starting off really soggy this morning. All these thunderstorms that were offshore, we've continued to monitor as they roll across Seawall Boulevard. So it is a sloppy start in Galveston, very different than what we're seeing areas north of town. Let me show you a live look at the radar this morning. So lining up exactly with the live shot that I showed you, anywhere across from Bay Harbor to Bolivar Peninsula, and then all areas eastbound from the Texas-Louisiana border. That's where we've seen some steady stream of moisture, though. Some of this is across portions 45, the Gulf Freeway, getting a little bit closer into Galveston. However, once you head towards League City, you've actually had a little bit of a break, so not bad. Now we're starting to see some of these showers kind of cross over the Beltway, and this will be the overall trend and idea right through about lunchtime today. Big picture on our radar. Notice how most of this moisture, this deep tropical moisture that's offshore, has been a steady stream, again, from that Texas-Louisiana border. Now, what's happening, the upper area of low pressure that's still right along the coastline in South Texas, around it, you get this counterclockwise flow. So these outer bands pick up all this Gulf moisture and basically spreads it across the entire coastline. That's what's happening. So where these feeder bands decide to really line up and actually move across the area, that is where we're going to see the heaviest rain. It's really tough to pinpoint that. So I will say over the next 2 days, today and for your Friday forecast, especially if you live along the coastline, you need to keep your guard up for potential high water spots. Now that the ground is getting a good soaking early, when we start to see additional thunderstorms materialize in the future, that's going to make it easy. Now, if you're watching, let's say right now from Conroe, the Woodlands, College Station, Livingston, the chance of you seeing high water is a whole lot lower than what we're expecting along the coast. Okay, so it's basically broken up between north of I-10, south of I-10. What I am expecting inland, so let's say just downtown Houston, we are expecting right around lunchtime through your afternoon to see the best chance for some of these showers and thunderstorms to fire up. Why? They'll first arrive towards the coast, what we're seeing right now, and then they'll start to pop up and kind of spread inland. So this future track model I'm showing you, I think has it just about right. So come again about 11 o'clock through your lunchtime and right through your afternoon. Here's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Notice where the best chance for these thunderstorms will pop up will be towards the coast, but then a few of them north of town, very possible. The flood threat will be really low. We're extremely dry area wide, but we just haven't seen that soaking yet, again, north of I-10. However, south of I-10, heads up. So we could see in Galveston to Chambers County today 1 to 2 inches of rain, and then tomorrow another 1 to 2 inches of rain on average. There could be spots, though, that pick up 5+ inches of rain by Friday evening. Getting into tomorrow, expect a very wet commute, especially towards the coast. This is as that low drifts northward, it's going to bring the bulk of the moisture. So tomorrow morning looks to be very messy out the door. We could easily see some of these thunderstorms produce a 1/2 to 1.5 inches of rain in a very short period of time. No watches, no warnings are in place. Okay, so just showing you the latest model trends right through lunchtime tomorrow. Notice the potential of these downpours. Now, great news. If we can fire up these thunderstorms, areas north from Walker County, Montgomery County, Polk County, San Jacinto County, wow, that'll be great beneficial rain. It will be areas, though, from Galveston, Chambers, Brazoria, and Matagorda County that may see an excessive amount of rainfall, especially by early to midday tomorrow. Those will be the areas that we really need to keep our guard up for some high water spots. Getting into 7, 8 o'clock Friday night, low moves out of here, rain moves out of here. After Friday evening, the chance for those downpours dramatically drops. Now, I'm showing you the latest potential rainfall. You have to keep in mind, though, these models are struggling to see who is going to see the most amount of rain. So this is probably the best estimate right now. I will tell you that we have seen some consistency as far as accumulation goes over the past couple days of about 1 to 3 inches of rain. We have several rounds of rain beginning now, lasting through Friday evening, and the heaviest rainfall should happen early to midday tomorrow, and that's why totals can vary. So today, about a 1/2 to 1.5 inches of rain on average. There could be a few spots closer to the coast that pick up maybe 2.5 inches. By Friday evening, we could be looking at isolated spots they could see as high as a 5 or 6 rain accumulation. I just don't think that will be on average, not for everybody, especially north of town. Okay. Now notice potential tropical cyclone 2. I am expecting some development over the next 48 hours, but will it happen today? We've been talking about this past week and it just hasn't happened, has it? But now it's going to enter into some warm, open waters in the Caribbean, so we may have Bonnie on our hands later this afternoon. We will be monitoring and giving you the latest updates there. What's interesting is Bonnie, after it develops, will actually move towards the Pacific Basin. It will change names from the Atlantic Basin. 2 different lists of names there. All right, big picture 7-day forecast. I know we're heading into a holiday weekend. Today and tomorrow will be the rainiest days, even over the next 10 to 14 days. Okay, so if you were trying to leave out of town and you're trying to decide when, if you can get a jump start on it today, good for you. Before noon would probably be your best bet. If that's just not possible, then wait it out for tomorrow evening. You may dodge most of the rain. If not, if you live north of town, you'll be okay. Now, Galveston, if your plan was to head down to the island for the weekend, guess what? By Saturday midday, we are done with the rain. The 40% is basically for the morning hours, what's left over, kind of the remnants from those outer bands that we're going to be tracking today and tomorrow. By Sunday, we really dry things up. We crank that heat up for the 4th of July. So hopefully we'll squeeze out enough rain that it's going to help because of how dry we've been before the 4th of July. Temperatures in the mid to upper 90s build back in, and that lasts pretty much all of next week. Now, because we're streaming this on all of our platforms, you can't do this on TV. This is what the benefit is to these live streams. I'm going to show you the radar one more time. I'm also going to walk you kind of neighborhood by neighborhood just a little bit. So let me see. Let's get the radar box back up. It's about 8:10 this morning. And notice how downpours right now, I-10 eastbound. Does anybody commute to Baytown towards Mont Bellevue? Once you head east into Louisiana, that's when we're actually looking at some heavy rain there. Right along the Gulf, just the same from the Bolivar Peninsula into Galveston, but a lot of this is offshore. So you see the big cluster of thunderstorms just south of Galveston. Eventually what will happen is this is all going to drift inland. Because we have had some thunderstorms already, they will break apart just a little bit. So anticipate a rainy day today and tomorrow all along the coast, especially from Galveston into Chambers County. And then notice how these thunderstorms are starting to line up from Matagorda into Brazoria. That is where we're going to see the highest rain. It's setting the stage for that right now, and it's going to be that way right through about midday tomorrow. Now, I'm not expecting this to where we're going to see these high water spots already accumulate and they're not going to go anywhere. But where these feeder bands line up, that's just going to be the most problematic spots. I can't tell you exactly if that's going to be the case for early tomorrow morning. With these kind of tropical downpours, they can kind of pop up, and if they sit over here, then it becomes the problem, like what we've seen in the past. But at this point, what I am noticing is, as these thunderstorms build back, we're going to have to watch Galveston and some of these quick rain accumulations here for today. That'll also set the stage for what they can handle for tomorrow. I am expecting, though, a break late this afternoon, really about 6, 7 o'clock, so this evening through tomorrow morning, and that may give us enough break. So here's that low. It's been wobbling back and forth. It's moving west, northwest, and it's moving right towards the coast. So it's going to continue to push on shore, and that's why all this moisture will follow right in line with it. I'll show you the future track one more time in case you missed it. I know some of you are saying, come on, got to plan the day today. So some of you, especially north of town, you're going to escape a lot of this rain probably until lunchtime or early afternoon. If the kids are in camp and they have to update you if you have to pick them up, I would say by 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, that's when we could start to see these thunderstorms kind of fire up potentially anywhere. So more area-wide rain at that. I have a 60% chance in for today. So umbrellas out the door, even if it's not raining in your neighborhood this morning. Now, notice along the coast, we're still tracking some of these heavy downpours. And let's say when you're watching this future track, it's 4 o'clock this afternoon, you see the red fire up with these thunderstorms. This could change locations. Just the general overall idea I want you to keep in mind today and tomorrow. right along our coast, this is where we're going to see the most accumulation, and that will be the best chance for a high water spot. We kind of keep it dry from 8 o'clock tonight through maybe 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then, in fact, you know what, since we are on the radar, since we're on the live stream, excuse me, I'm going to go really slowly with this future track so you can see exactly what I see with this. So notice about 12 o'clock today. Notice how we're setting up another little feeder spot with these thunderstorms. Here are the rounds of rain. So maybe you get a break for a couple of hours and then you get a few more downpours. Then let's take you into about 2:30 this afternoon. Notice how those thunderstorms are now working from the coast. Now I'm going to take you up through, let's say, 8 o'clock tonight. So this is when it sets the stage. Okay, can we recover from some of the heavy rain from today? And areas north of town, yeah, you may pick up a quarter to a half inch of rain. That'll be about it for today for you. Towards the coast, very different story. You could have 2.5 inches of rain on your hand. So then it sets the stage for tomorrow. So now I'll kind of quickly take it from 8:30 tonight through about midnight. There's 1 a.m. 1 a.m., I know most of you are sleeping. We will be awake here. 1 a.m. tomorrow, some of these thunderstorms are trying to fire up just offshore. Now they're starting to make its way. So this is the areas then again we'll have to monitor to see if we have some of those high water spots. We already have team coverage set up tomorrow. Meteorologist Kim Castro, Jennifer Rayner will be watching those roadways really closely. 3:30 tomorrow morning. And I think the overall idea will play out like this. Exactly will this be on 288 or the Gulf to Chambers County? We'll have to wait and see exactly where some of these thunderstorms line up. But the overall idea is there. South of I-10, these thunderstorms are going to start early, and it's going to be a really wet start to your Friday. Then let's take you up through 6:30, more popular time to wake up in the morning on a Friday. 6:30 tomorrow morning, we should be looking at area-wide rain south of town. Fort Bend County, Wharton County, Matagorda, Brazoria, Galveston, Chambers County, Harris County, Liberty County, and then starting to drift northward through your late morning. Now I'm going to take you through about 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Is anybody trying to fly outbound? You're thinking about the airports. I would say Hobby Airport, they're going to have to watch out for lightning. Easily tomorrow morning, you could see some flight delays. I don't think, though, if they get some breaks, both of our airports are used to flying in the rain, so they'll have to just watch really for visibilities. But IAH, especially north and northeast of town, it may not be quite as much as what we're going to see towards the coast. But anybody else, it will be a pretty tricky start. And there may be some areas where these downpours are creating poor visibility out on the roadways. So you may have to really slow down. You know how that goes on the roadways here. And then getting into the afternoon, notice how these thunderstorms are now starting to break apart. The reason that low is drifting north. So the quicker that moves out of here, the quicker the rain moves out of here. So already probably by 3, 4, 5 o'clock Friday afternoon, we're starting to see some of these cells break apart, maybe some areas that see a little more daytime heating. And then by 7:30 Friday night, we're like, okay, that is it. You can start thinking about those weekend plans because most of the rain starts to exit the area kind of just in time for the 4th of July. So your 7-day forecast today and tomorrow, I will tell you, even the extended forecast, I'm talking 10 to 12 days out, the rainiest days will be today and tomorrow. And today, it primarily looks like the coastal areas will see the most rain, and then isolated thunderstorms once you head north of, let's say, Cypress to Jersey Village, or north of the big airport, Humboldt, Tascasita. Then tomorrow, it's going to be really wet. It's going to be a soggy start to your Friday morning, right through your early afternoon. And then notice we really quiet things down. It's Saturday morning, some leftover showers and thunderstorms, and then as we head into Monday, we really heat things up. We start to dry things out. It's going to be really isolated activity, and that is about it. So we will get through this together. I'm not expecting an area-wide event. I don't want to get the anxiety up. This is going to be much needed, beneficial rain. Areas north of town, hopefully you squeeze out about a half an inch of rain today, maybe about a half to an inch and a half of rain tomorrow. Probably will be about it north of town. Coastal areas, we're going to keep our guard up here. We will let you know if there is anything else to know, and we will be holding it down here. So more updates to come. Hope you have a great Thursday.